Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. So, if you've ever played a video game, read a comic book, or, watched a superhero movie, you already know all about power-ups, right? Those glowing items that make your character way faster, stronger, or just totally invincible. Well, today we're diving into a devotional text written way back in the 19th century that reveals what it really means to be powerful. We're going to break down some seriously cool secrets about human nature, true strength, and how to get the absolute ultimate power-up for your own life. But seriously, what makes you awesome? Just think about that for a second. When you're hanging out with your friends, what's the one thing you like to show off? Is it being the fastest runner in your class? Getting the absolute highest score on a math test? Maybe you're completely unbeatable at your favorite video game, or you just have the coolest collection of sneakers. It is totally human nature to want to talk about the things we're really good at. I mean, we all want to be seen as strong, smart, and successful. All right, let's jump right into part one, what makes you awesome? So if we're going to figure out what true power is, we kind of have to look at how we normally measure our personal stats first. Think of your life like a video game character selection screen. You've got your smarts, your strength, and your riches. Thousands of years ago, a famous prophet named Jeremiah noticed that these are the exact three things people almost always use to measure success. People love to talk about how wise they are, how strong they are, and how much rich stuff they own. It's basically how the world tells us we should measure our awesomeness. If your bars are completely full, you win, right? Well, let's take a closer look at what actually happens when those bars get high. This brings us to a really interesting concept called glory. Now, in the context of human nature, to glory in something simply means to brag, boast, or be super proud of your own stats. It means looking at your high intelligence or your crazy fast running speed and taking all the credit for it yourself. It's saying, look at me, look how much I leveled up all on my own. When we glory in our own stats, we're basically throwing ourselves a giant one-person parade. Moving right along to section 2, the ultimate bragging rights. So if we aren't supposed to brag about our smarts or how strong we are, well, what are we supposed to brag about? There's this massive contrast between the world's way, bragging about your own smarts, your own strength, and all your own stuff, and what the prophet Jeremiah actually says makes someone great. He says the ultimate flex isn't about your own stats at all. It's about understanding and knowing God and specifically his loving kindness. It's literally taking the spotlight completely off of ourselves. And Jeremiah 9:24 gives us the absolute core of this idea. He writes, "Let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me." The 19th century text we're looking at today makes a super powerful point about this. It says that when we really truly think about Christ and how incredibly good and righteous he is, it leaves absolute zero room for glorifying self. When you realize just how big and amazing God is, suddenly bragging about your math score seems, well, kind of silly. You realize the ultimate bragging right is just knowing him. Which brings us to section 3, leveling up your character. Okay, now that we know what true glory actually is, how do we grow? In video games, your character gets better by gaining XP, right? Well, the text calls this continual advancement, and it warns that there can literally be no standstill. The author says it just breaks her heart to see young people willing to reach only cheap standards. I mean, why stay at level 1 when you have the potential to reach level 100? In this journey, you are always meant to be advancing, constantly upgrading your character and moving away from those low-effort standards of just being, good enough. So how does this actual progression work? Think of it like a character skill tree. Step 1 is knowing Christ. That's your absolute foundation. Once you have that, it naturally unlocks step 2, perfection of character. And that basically means letting God purify your soul so you actually want to do the right thing. And that naturally flows right into step 3, helping others. See, you don't just level up for yourself. You level up so your character becomes perfectly equipped to lift up everyone around you. Now for section 4, the heart and blood secret. Okay, but living in a world full of so many distractions and, dangerous choices, how do we actually get the power to level up like this? We can't just try really, really hard all on our own. The secret is that his life must circulate through us, as the blood circulates through the veins. This is the absolute core metaphor of the entire devotional. Think about the blood pumping through your body right now. You don't have to think about it to make your heart beat, do you? It just happens naturally, bringing life to your fingers, your toes, your brain. The text is saying that Jesus needs to live inside our hearts exactly like that. It's an internal life pumping right through us. When Jesus' life circulates through us like blood, his spirit becomes what the text calls a vitalizing power. That means it gives us genuine life, real energy, and total strength. It pumps pure love and true righteousness right through our systems so we can actually win the victory over bad habits or mean thoughts. You aren't just trying to power yourself anymore. You literally have a divine power source running right through your veins.
And finally, Section 5, your everyday superpower.
Because here's the thing, this internal power doesn't just stay hidden inside you. It actually explodes out into the real world. First, this power purifies your soul. It totally cleans out the selfishness. Second, it causes you to influence others for the right. And third, it makes you Christ-like and holy. You actually begin to look and act like the true hero of the story. You become a walking, talking power-up for everyone else in your life. What an influence you will exert on the side of right. The author is reminding us here that if you practice these rules, if you stop bragging about your own stats, really seek to know God, and let His life pump through you like blood, you won't just level up yourself. No way. You will become a massive, totally unstoppable force for good in the world. Your positive influence will reach absolutely everyone around you. So I want to leave you with a final thought here. Now that you know the secret to true glory, that it's not about how fast or smart you are, but about letting the vitalizing power of God pump through your life, how will you use your new superpower to influence the world for right today? Who can you help out? Who can you show loving kindness to? The ultimate power-up is ready and waiting for you. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I seriously can't wait to see how you level up.